According to Philo of Alexandria, who wrote about you in 41 CE, your tenure as governor of Rome was known for its constantly repeated executions without trial, wanton injustices, graft and ceaseless and grievous cruelty. Care to comment?
No, I do not.
During your reign as procurator in Jerusalem, how many deaths did you order?
A lot. Don't apologize for it neither. Them Jews was rowdy.
Rowdy?
That's right, rowdy. As in not docile, as in a motherfucker had to put his foot down.
And you put it down, didn't you?
Damn skippy I did. Orders from Rome. What's a brother to do?
During your reign as procurator in Jerusalem, how many crucifixions would you say you ordered?
A lot less than my predecessor, that's for damn sure. That motherfucker, he'd crucify a Semite for yelling fire at a barbecue. Man went buck wild from jump. Me, I reduced crucifixions in Palestine by 70%. Now that's documented.
Well, that's lovely, Mr. Pilate. But I'll direct you now to answer the question posed to you.
Which was what?
How many crucifixions did you preside over during your time in Jerusalem?
I'd say a few hundred, give or take, so what?
Over 700 crucifixions while you were in assignment in Judea. Does that sound about right?
Sounds good to me, sure.
And you publicly washed your hands of how many of them, Mr. Pilate?
I don't know what you mean by that.
I mean that. Other than Jesus of Nazareth, out of over 700 crucifixions and countless executions, did you ever in any other instance publicly wash your hands and attempt to abdicate responsibility for your actions, Mr. Pilate?
Don't recall.
You backpedaled because you
Romans
knew
don't have backpedals.
You knew Jesus was a holy man or a fool, but whatever he was, you believed him when he said his kingdom wasn't on earth, didn't you?
See, now I don't recall that conversation.
You don't recall that conversation. You know what, Mr. Pilate? Why don't you say that again so I can slap a perjury charge on you? You ordered the death of Christ, you and you alone. And then you pawned it off on Jesus' reticence and Judas' impetuousness and the politics of the Sanhedrin and the rowdiness of the Jewish people. Is that not the case, Pontius Pilate? Yes or no?
You can go on squawking if you want to. My conscience is clean. What you need to do is take it up with them Jews.
Mr. Pilate, were the high priests of Jerusalem authorized to order a death sentence?
No, they were not.
Was King Herod authorized to order a death sentence?
No, he was
How
not.
about the Jewish people themselves? Were they authorized to order death sentences at their whim and fancy?
No.
One man, Mr. Pilate, in all of Judea. One man alone had the authority to put another man to death. Who was that man, Mr. Pilate?
Am I on trial here? Because last time I checked, it was your client, Judas Iscariot, freezing his narrow ass off in the ninth circle of hell. Not me.
My client recanted with a remorseful heart and was ignored.
And you better take it up with them Jews, not me. This ain't some new theory I'm introducing to you here. It's documented. Ain't some Nancy Drew, Sherlock Holmes mystery here, lady. Them Jews was cantankerous, ornery. They worshipped a jealous, angry, and vengeful God. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. They was angry, jealous, and vengeful themselves. Never had a problem in Judea wasn't caused by some rabble-rousing, no-account Jew. Believe me, sister, you need to take it up with them, not me.
It's always the Jews, isn't it, Mr. Pilate?
Well, as sure as shit was in Judea, missy.
You want to know what I really think, Mr. Pilate? I think this whole story about you hemming and hawing about what to do with Jesus is just a load of made-up crap written by Jewish Christian evangelists seeking to broaden the appeal of the Jesus story to the Roman Empire. There is nothing that we know about you, Pilate, absolutely nothing at all, that suggests even for a second that you would have a passing hesitation about putting any Jew to death, let alone a revolutionary figure like Jesus, who was being proclaimed the Messiah and who had entered the city of Jerusalem to crowds of cheering supporters, and the very next day had incited a riot at the temple. You hated your assignment, you hated Judea, and Mr. Pilate, you hated Jews, hated them. You hated them because they contested you, you hated them because they fought back, and you hated them because they clung to their religious beliefs and were willing to die for them. But most of all, I think you hated them because you knew they were stronger than you. I think that bothered you a great deal. I think it made you feel resentful and vengeful and furious. I think it made you feel small and inadequate. I think it gave your skin irritations and nervous tics. I think it kept you up nights and made you count the days until you could return to the safe, bourgeois comfort of Rome. That's what I think, Mr. Pilate. I think you're hiding behind historical inaccuracies and outright lies. I think you're a liar and a fraud. I think that when Jesus was put before you, you did not see a God or a prophet. You did not see a lunatic or an innocent. You didn't even see a human being. I think that what you saw before you that morning was just one more Jew. And you didn't hesitate. Why would you? You didn't publicly wash your hands. History did that for you. Isn't that right, Mr. Pilate?
Think we're done here?
If you were a man, Pilate, you'd own up to the truth.
The truth? Whose truth are you talking about, Red? The truth that I was made a saint in the Ethiopian church? The truth that I was made a martyr for the Christian church in 348 AD? That's the damn truth.
A Christian martyr?
Did I stutter, girlie?
Well, I guess that's what they mean about history being a lie agreed to.
A lie? What you know about what's a lie and what's the truth? What you know about my history? All you got to go on is some book written 4 different ways by 4 different Jews who wasn't even there in the first place. What do you know about my life after Palestine? What do you know about what I did or didn't do when I got back home to the motherland? That's right. You don't know jack, do you? You and your presumptuous nature remind me more and more of my ex-wife Rhonda every minute. Believe me, that ain't no compliment. Yes, I met the Jesus boy. He seemed like a fine fellow. I mean, he dressed like a hobo and smelled like a goat, but give the boy a shave and a shower and he would have been basically all right. Tell you something else. Unlike Judas, that Nazarene boy had character. He didn't come up on me begging and groveling, crying like a bitch. He faced me like a man, like a Roman almost. And that impressed me. I was willing just to have him be clubbed in the head for a couple hours, redirect his youthful energies. But them Jews, they wasn't having none of that. You can say what you want to, think what you want to, but them Jews was fixing to pitch a fit till that boy was served up for lunch like chicken on the skillet. And they had the numbers on us that weekend too. 200,000 strong, converging on the city for high holidays and ready to rumble at a drop. I did what I had to do to keep the damn peace. Why? Because it was my damn job. I did my job. I did my damn job, and you want to call me a liar? Question my veracity and my character? I am a Roman lady. 100%, 24/7, we never close. Underneath my ball sack is stamped Veritas, and that means truth. And that means my honor is defined by my integrity, and my integrity is defined by my truth. And I defy you, here and now, to produce one shred of evidence to support your wild and defamatory claims. Shit. You better check your resume 2 times before you try to sweep your dirt under a Roman's rug. I am clean like dove and ready for love. I live in heaven. Where you live at, girlfriend? Shit. Tell you what, though. You get your head straightened out, why don't you give me a call sometime if you want to? I'll take you down the aqueducts for a pizza. Custom. Show you my tattoo. Any more questions?